To help unify different sport clubs to come together to make a community sport hub, we helped them to identify what their common values were and come up with vision and mission statements that would help guide and lead the committee forward. Initially, the clubs sat down and wrote out what their common values were. That involved the process of each individual club identifying what was most important to them, what they held dearly, and then we looked at what the common values were across all of the clubs. So that might include things like teamwork, honesty, integrity. A lot of the Positive Coaching Scotland principles came across as well, as each of the individual clubs had gone through Positive Coaching Scotland training previously. After that, we looked at what the long-term aims of the Community Sport Hub were going to be. What were the common dreams that everybody envisaged the Community Sport Hub doing in the future? So that was a fun exercise, a little bit of imagination. Imagine you're picking up a newspaper in 5 years' time. What's the story? What does it say? From that, we were able to identify where people saw the Community Sport Hub going in the future. So it wasn't just what are we going to do now, which none of them really knew. It was what do we ultimately want to achieve in the future? Why are we coming together? What do we stand for? And where do we want to go? To help develop the vision statement, we picked out some keywords that everybody felt were important. So that might be around participation, it might be about inclusion, it might just be about making things fun and accessible for everybody. So those keywords we had a bit of fun with. We cut them up into little bits of paper and rearranged them until we had a small phrase. According to one of our volunteers, this is a technique used by the late David Bowie to develop his lyrics. So everybody had great fun and was quite passionate about using the same techniques to develop their own vision statement. Once the hub had their vision and they knew what their values were, we came up with a mission statement, and that was to explain how they were going to achieve their vision. So once they knew what they wanted to do, the mission statement really described what they were going to do next, how they were going to get there. Again, we used a similar process of picking keywords and phrases and rearranging them until we had something that seemed right. Every meeting, we have the vision and mission statements and the common values of the Community Sport Hub printed out and laminated. Every meeting these come out onto the table, get stuck up on the walls, are there in front of everyone. This helps everybody in the committee to remember why they're there, what they want to achieve. It helps with all the future planning, so every single plan is based on these. They know what their vision is, so their plan just consists of little steps to get them there in the end. Also, anytime there's any major decision making to be done, having the vision statement and mission statement in plain view all the time just helps them come to the right decision, to remember what they're there for, what they stand for, what they want to achieve, and that can help the decision. Somewhere that the community sport hubs like to keep their vision, mission statements and their values is in a community sport hub handbook. We've been developing handbooks with each of the community sport hubs, and they vary slightly according to the documents that each community sport hub has. Documents that could be included in there would definitely be things like their constitution. If they have insurance documents, the certificates would be in there along with details of the insurers, any other ongoing bills, who that's with, how that's paid, when the contracts expire. All of these little details are held within the handbook. We also keep notes of all the policies that the Community Sport Hub develops over time. So these policies might include recruitment policies. So what are the procedures for a club wanting to join the Community Sport Hub? Each of the hubs has adopted an application process. So the application forms are in there along with the timescales that these are dealt with and how they're dealt with and what the criteria for looking at new clubs is going to be. Again, that varies from hub to hub. Some hubs are registered as charities, so need to make sure that new clubs comply with their charitable aims. Other documents might include their child protection policies, health and safety policies, if they have employees, They would have any documents relative to employment, paying staff, what the procedures are there, and anything that they have in place with regards to recruitment, selection of employees, as well as the insurance side of things. They would also have booking procedures for facilities. So if they all use one facility, or there's a couple of facilities that are commonly used across the hub, we make sure the procedures are in there, along with dates that booking forms need to be submitted with. And that's just there for reference to keep everybody organised. We also keep details of coach education. So all the coach education that Community Sport Hub funding has paid for, so we have a record of that. Also, that helps us keep a track of what the future needs are going to be. So when the hub is planning what they're going to be supporting in financial terms, if they need to be putting in applications for financial support for coach education, they've got an idea of what the costs are and the number of people they need to train up or upskill from their current qualification level. We also keep annual data in there, so all the information that we submit to MySport is kept in this folder as well. This means that at any point in time, the members of the Community Sport Hub know how many members each club has, how many volunteers are working in the Community Sport Hub. That can help them pull together documents very quickly, so whether that be a news article or a funding application, all the information's at their fingertips. At the moment, each of the Community Sport Hubs has a paper copy of a handbook, and that's present at every single meeting. It's there to refer to. It saves a lot of time from people having to go away and find things out. The information's at their fingertips when they need it. We also are looking at online ways of sharing these documents as well. So one of the Community Sport Hubs has set up a Dropbox account and keep all the documents in there so anybody can access them from home.